it's been in every moment that like I said, you feel spirit. Like there's a difference, in me listening to a song and feeling like, okay, this is a cool song, this is a good song, or I like the song, versus like I said, having those moments where I'm literally becoming a full on creature because I there's a feeling taking over my body right now. Like I remember working on the Free Black album, and it was an amazing process all the way throughout, but I didn't have the title of the album, the theme of the album, you know, on paper or anywhere until the very, very end. Like I made the title track at the very end after I had uh, maybe like a 12-hour journey um, on the beach, in the studio, in the apartment that I was staying in. It was a whole day dedicated to like truly taking care of myself and tapping in and listening to music and just like letting go of any outside thoughts for a second. And then after I had the moment of silence, it was like, okay, now let's bring all the thoughts together and let's just go through things like in an order. Like, what happened at 4 years old? How do you feel about that? Okay, cool. What's happening right now? How do you feel about that? Like, it was a day just dedicated to talking to myself, really. Like, having some silence, talking to myself. And after that 12-hour experience, I got back to the studio. And I remember there was a beat that I had heard a bunch of times before, but I never heard a song for it. And then for whatever reason, that day I pressed play on it, and my body was just like, I hear the melody, I feel the words, and I couldn't have like rehearsed this or thought it up. It's just like something that's taken over me right now. And I remember like writing or like recording the first couple of lines, and immediately I was just smiling from ear to ear. I was just like, I'm about to make another one of those songs. It was like I'm about to do something like really, really special. And those were cool moments for me in the studio because it's like you said, like I feel something coming through me right now. I'm like, nobody come in here. Like, let me just like have a little bit of privacy for a minute. And yeah, I made the song called Free, and it was the title track of the first album. And I remember inviting everybody back in the studio, just like, I don't know, I was just on such a high, bro. Like my body was satisfied, my mind was satisfied. What I had gone through like previously, like everything felt like it led up to this moment of just saying it out loud on the song. Like now I'm feeling freer than I ever been, and just feeling that one line enough to know like, wow, this is truly an example of like letting go and letting God work, and not having anything or anyone like distract you in the moment. Just let it out. Like however it feels natural to you, let it out. Made that song and played it for everybody, and immediately we were all just like free black, free black, free black, free black. And it just started like they just started saying it like a mantra, and everybody was like, yeah, I think that's the album title. That's it. And yeah, it's been moments like those for each album. There's always been a moment. And ironically for me, it's always been the title track. It's always been like naming the album because I don't normally pick them beforehand. It's like I create and I figure it out as I go. And it was the same for East Atlanta Love Letter. Album was pretty much almost done. And Jakob, a producer that I'm really, really close with, I heard some piano keys and heard the music that he worked on. And immediately it was like, everybody out. Like, here we go again. Like, just get out before I lose it, get out before I lose it. And again, sometimes it feels like I'm not even like writing in those moments. It's like, I don't know how it's coming through me right now. But it is, and those are just moments of like really being aligned and really being like I said, having those routines for myself and respecting myself in a way to where like now I get to see the reward of it. Like I'm taking care of myself, and now God has a reward for me. It's like, okay, cool. It happened with Free, happened with East Atlanta Love Letter, and happened with Since I Have a Lover. It was like, these are moments where it's like, here's the audio reward of, like all the work that you've been doing. Like you didn't have to think too hard about this song. Like you heard some music, it inspired you, and now it's just flowing through you.
Yes, it really feels like those gifts or rewards come by committing through the messiness of the creative process,
For
which
sure.
it is.
For sure. And it's cool to like to learn from like all the messiness and to really break out of like, I feel like there was a time period where it almost was like a fetish to be in a bad space. Like a bad space. It was like you kind of get not obsessed, but you just kind of,
it's like romanticized.
Yeah, it's like you romanticize like the struggle and like the heartache and turmoil, and then after a while it's like, does it really have to still be this way? Like it's like 5-6 years later, it's like, do you really want to still be singing the same song? So it's cool to learn from the mess, you know, and to be able to look back and say, like, there was a time where I wasn't learning from the mess, and now I'm growing up, and it feels really good to, like, to
Mm.
just, like, honor myself, like, the right way, and to know that my life is forever changing, and the only person who can ever stop that is me.